What if I told you that some of the most powerful men in history died asking about soup? Or that two presidents died on the exact same day thinking about each other in their final moments? Today we're diving into the last words of America's presidents, and trust me, these stories will blow your mind. Death doesn't care if you're the leader of the free world. When your time comes, you're just another human being facing the great unknown. But here's what's fascinating: the final words these men spoke reveal more about who they really were than any speech they ever gave from the Oval Office. We're going to explore the deaths of past U.S. presidents, and I guarantee you'll never look at these historical figures the same way again. Some died with profound wisdom on their lips, others made jokes, a few talked about their wives, and one president's last words were so ordinary, they're almost funny. Let's start with one of the most incredible coincidences in American history. July 4th, 1826, exactly 50 years after the Declaration of Independence was signed, two of its most famous authors were dying on the same day, hundreds of miles apart, and neither knew about the other. Thomas Jefferson was lying in his bed at Monticello, barely conscious. He'd been sick for weeks, but somehow he'd held on. As morning broke on July 4th, he opened his eyes and whispered to his doctor, "Is it the 4th?" When they told him yes, Jefferson smiled and closed his eyes. He died that afternoon. But here's the crazy part. Up in Massachusetts, John Adams was also dying. The 90-year-old former president had been bedridden for days. His last words? "Thomas Jefferson survives." He had no idea that his old friend and political rival had died just hours earlier. Adams passed away that evening. Think about this for a second. Two men who helped create America, who had been friends, then enemies, then friends again, died on the same day thinking about each other. If that doesn't give you chills, I don't know what will. The third founding father president, James Monroe, died 5 years later. His final words were heartbreaking. "I regret that I should leave this world without again beholding him." He was talking about James Madison, who had died just weeks before. These men who built America together couldn't bear to leave each other behind. Now let's talk about the presidents who died suddenly, without warning. Abraham Lincoln never got to say goodbye. He was watching a play at Ford's Theater with his wife Mary when John Wilkes Booth crept into their box. Mary was worried about what people might think of her holding Lincoln's hand in public. Lincoln's last words were, "She won't think anything about it." Seconds later, Booth pulled the trigger. Lincoln never spoke again. The man who saved the Union died because he wanted to hold his wife's hand at a comedy show.